Joining me now from her home in what I'm told is sunny and snowless Windsor is MPP Lisa Gretzky, the NDP's provincial critic for community and social services. Lisa, thank you very much for taking the time today.
Thanks for having me on.
So, Lisa, we're going to be talking about a pretty important topic here, and that is the social services benefits that are being offered to Ontarians right now. And there's an issue here that you've brought forward concerning the CERB. And people that may also be receiving social assistance. So if you can kind of run me through what the province is looking at doing here, Lisa.
So what the province has announced it's going to do is that anybody who is on social assistance, specifically Ontario Works, that they will have, if they claim the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit, that they will have either a portion of that clawed back or the entire amount clawed back by the provincial government. So the government has left it for weeks with people having uncertainty. The recipients and, frankly, the caseworkers that administer the program didn't know how they were supposed to be dealing with the CERB benefit, whether it was to be deducted or not. Finally, there was a little bit of direction, but it was still not really clear. And now the government has come forward and said that this federal benefit that is supposed to help everybody who has lost a job due to COVID-19, that the provincial government is going to claw back some or all of that from social assistance recipients and put that money into the provincial bank account, basically. So they're making money off of the backs of people, very low income earners that are on social assistance.
Yeah, from what I understand from the announcement that you made, you raised the red flag on this. 50 cents to $1, is that right?
So it depends on which of the two benefit programs you're on, whether it's ODSP, the Ontario Disability Support Program, or Ontario Works. I want to note, though, that a lot of people that are on Ontario Works are people who are awaiting the approval to be on the disability support program. So a lot of them have disabilities and have managed to work a little bit while dealing with their disability, trying to work around that disability. So if you are on Ontario Works, as of March 1st, so if you were already on the benefit of Ontario Works as of March 1st, then what the government has said they will do is they will allow $200 in earnings, so that if you get the CERB benefit, they'll allow you to keep $200 of that, and then everything after that $200 is clawed back by the provincial government at 50 cents on the dollar. If you were approved and receiving Ontario Works after March 1st, so that approval happened after the March 1st deadline, then the government is going to claw back the CERB benefit dollar for dollar rather than the 50%. So either way, they're taking money back and they're putting it back into the provincial coffers rather than allowing that benefit to flow to people and support them like the federal government had intended to do.
Yeah, this is obviously an issue because these people are just as much in need as anyone else in the province, and this handout from the federal government was meant to be a lifeline, now acting like a way for the province to kind of put money back away again.
Yeah, and anybody that's on ODSP, they don't have the same March 1st deadline. So if you were on ODSP prior to March 1st, or if you got into approved and onto the ODSP program after March 1st, all of those people would qualify for the $200 exemption, which was already in place, income exemption, which was already in place pre-COVID-19. This is not something new that the government's doing. And then they would automatically get the 50% exemption. So they would never experience the dollar for dollar clawback, but they still get the 50% clawback from the province. So again, I want to point out, these are people with disabilities who already struggle getting out into community, and able to find work that they're physically able to do and keep that job, frankly. The cost of everything has gone up. I know here, and I know up north, things are even more expensive than they are down here. But the cost of things has gone up due to COVID-19. The cost of groceries has gone up. To have groceries delivered is expensive. If you're in a situation like we are here, where we now have no public transit, so our mayor has canceled all buses, people have to take taxis. So this is a real hit. And in other regions where they've scaled back public transit, we're finding that people that have disabilities and those that are low income are having trouble accessing public transit, and the cost of them even getting to work, if they're essential workers, because many are, is becoming more and more expensive. And yet this provincial government, instead of giving them the money that the federal government intended them to have, has decided that this is a great way for the province to make money. And it's completely unacceptable.
So, Lisa, my question is, does the Ontario NDP, do you guys either have or are you working on a sort of an alternative plan to bring forward to the Ford government?
Yeah, so we've actually always advocated for social assistance rates to be raised. Social assistance rates took a huge hit, huge cut under the Mike Harris Conservative government. The previous Liberals have never reinstated funding and kept up with the actual cost of living. So we have for a long time advocated for rate increases to social assistance to make it a livable income for people. So we're continuing through this pandemic to highlight the fact that things are more expensive now and that people need to have that extra income. We've also asked the provincial government to not claw back any of the CERB benefit from people who are receiving ODSP and OW. We've asked the government to recognize that many of these people have disabilities and have added costs because of COVID-19. We've also asked that they have an emergency benefit that people can apply for, which in itself is a very difficult thing to do. So they have an $100 emergency benefit that people have to get in touch with their worker in order to get. The deadline is the end of this month, the end of April. The government has not said they will extend the deadline. It's a one-time $100 emergency benefit. And we're saying that should be a $300 a month automatic benefit, not a one-time benefit, a $300 a month, and it should be automatic. Everybody that is on social assistance should get it. And again, to end the clawbacks to the federal benefit. So when somebody on OW or ODSP qualifies for the CERB benefit, we're saying that the provincial government should not be making money off the back of these vulnerable people, that everybody should be able to keep their full benefit.
All right. Lisa, thank you very much. Really hope to see a resolution come forward here that benefits everyone. I appreciate you taking the time, Lisa, and we thank you for your input on this.
Thank you. Have a good day and stay safe.
All right. Lisa Gretzky from Windsor, thank you very much again.